Hey folks, so this is the 2022 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths Paper 2. So we're going to start with question 1. So parts of the lines AC and BC. So this is coordinate geometry. So the first part asks us for the slope. Now there's a simple way of doing the slope here. You could just do slope is rise over run. Um, so you can draw in that kind of triangle thing. And then the rise is 3 and the run is 2. So the rise is 3, the run is 2, and it's going up. It's a slope is rising, so it's going to be positive. So the answer there is 3 over 2. What I'd expect a lot of people to actually do here, though, is to use slope formula. So this point here is the point minus 2, 0, and the other point is the point 0, 3. And then you can use this formula in your log tables, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's x1, y1, x2, y2. So 3 minus 0 uh, over 0 minus minus 2. So minus minus becomes plus on the bottom, so you get 2 on the bottom and you get 3 on the top. So obviously the rise over the run way is a lot easier. But when people see slope, usually they think log tables straight away and they think of that formula. So that formula is in your log tables. But either way, answer is 3 over 2. By using the slopes, investigate if AC is perpendicular to BC. So let's work out this slope of BC here. So you can do the same thing again. You can use rise over run again, or you could go to that formula. Now I'm not going to do both ways this time, but you can see there that it's rise in 3 and the run is 5. And this time the slope is falling from left to right, so it's going to be minus 3 over 5. So the slope of BC is minus 3 over 5. And the slope of AB, wasn't it AB? No, AC actually. So the slope of AC was 3 over 2. So the thing you need to know about perpendicular lines is that the slope of a line perpendicular to another line will be minus the reciprocal. Okay, so minus the reciprocal. So if we do minus the reciprocal of AC, we should get minus 3 over 5, but it's not going to work out here, I think. So minus the reciprocal of that would be minus, that's the minus part. And then the reciprocal, that just means you flip it upside down. So minus 2 over 3. So it's not the same. So if they were perpendicular, then that would be the same as that, but it's not. So AC is not perpendicular to BC. Then part B, it gives us this triangle and it gives us 1.91. Find the length of LM. So the triangle is shown on the coordinate diagram below, not to scale. The point M has the coordinates 9, 1. The triangle LMN is symmetrical about the y-axis. So that's important then, the symmetrical part. Um, so this is the point 9, 1 here. That means that it has to go 9, it has to be 9 along there like that, and then it goes up 1. So it has to go, this point over here, what it's telling us is that it has to be the point minus 9, 1. And then it's asking us the length of LM. So it's easy enough here. You can see it straight away. You have to go 9 to get to the line, to get to the y-axis, and then you have to go another 9 to get the rest of the way. So 9 and 9 is 18. Now, what you could do here as well is you could use the length or distance formula. So that's x 2 minus 1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, and then sub into that. the 2 points, so minus 9, 1 and 9, 1. But answer you should get 18 either way. Write down the equation of the horizontal line LM. So LM, well, the point here on the y-axis has to be the point 0, 1. So therefore, any horizontal line will always be x equals something. So in this case, it's going to be x equals 1 because x has to be 1. Sorry, actually, it has to be y equals 1, doesn't it? Because y is 1 everywhere along that line. So y equals 1. So, for example, this up here, then that would be y equals 2, and that was y equals 3, and so on. And then similar the opposite way. Any vertical line would be y equals 1, y equals 2, y equals 3, and so on. So everywhere on that line, y is 1. Okay. The line NM has equation x plus 4y minus 13 equals 0. Use this equation to find the coordinates of the point N. Right, so thing to see here is look at where N actually is. N is on the y-axis. So if N is on the y-axis, basically x has to be 0 everywhere there. So x has to be 0 everywhere along the y-axis. For example, the point 0, 1 is on a 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. All those points are on the y-axis. So x has to be 0 when it's on the y-axis. And that's what you need to see. So you're going to sub in a 0 for the x. Let's put a 0 in instead of the x. Plus 4y minus 13 equals 0. And then you can move the minus 13 over, add 13 to both sides. So we get 4y equals 13. And then we divide by 4. So y equals, I'll just leave it as 13 over 4. You could write it as decimal if you want. But your answer then will be 0, 13 over 4. And that's your final answer. So you could give it as 3 and 3.25, I think, 3 and a quarter if you want, but 0, 13 over 4 should get the mark. So that's question 1.